What's good, everybody? It is your boy Tony the Savant back again. Hope everybody's having a good to great day, man. If you don't mind, swing by the Instagram page, give your boy a follow, Tony the Savant. Going live over there, dropping exclusive content as well. The Facebook page, Tony DTHEE Savant, dropping some exclusive and the daily post over there. And of course, here on the YouTube, man, if you don't mind, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. As well, drop a comment in the comment section so I can get your thoughts and perspectives. I am not one of these dudes that does sports media and is stuck in his ways and all this kind of stuff. I do have certain opinions that may be harder to sway, but you know what I mean? I appreciate the comments and the interaction I get in the videos because a lot of times, y'all give me y'all when y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Even the LeBron, the LeBron fans, man. Sometimes when y'all say what y'all say about a situation, it gives me a different angle to look at things and won't allow me to be too prideful and stuck in my ways. So definitely drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about the video. Now let's get right into it. Why don't we? Because we talking about uh, this man Jeff Teague. All right, and what's refreshing is that we oftentimes get these NBA players, ex NBA players, on these podcasts, and they kind of just go with the media narrative sometimes. And no knock on them. I understand the politics of media. Especially now. I'm learning how YouTube works, learning how algorithm works, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you all or people that's not gonna say you all, but people that may not be interested in starting a podcast or a YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. So it's refreshing to hear one of these ex NBA players or current NBA players kind of speak on situations where you may had your suspicions, but you didn't have the proof or the facts to sustain your suspicions. And what do I mean by this? Well, some time ago, um, there was a guy in the league, calling himself the king, running around saying he was the chosen one, all this, that, and the third. He couldn't get over the hump. Got drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers, played 7 phenomenal years there. During this time, I was a big fan of the LeBron James. Wouldn't categorize myself as a Bron sexual, just as an NBA fan. I could respect what I was watching in the form of LeBron James. Now, my only knock against LeBron at that time when I was a fan of him, during his first tenure in Cleveland, my only real true knock on him was that he never really developed his game. I mean, he could hit some jump shots, he could hit some threes. He, was always dynamic at getting to the cup, but just elements about his game, more like the intangibles, more of like that, dig a little deeper, that dog. Skip Bayless used to say, call it the clutch gene and the X factor, all that kind of stuff. And, you could call it that, categorize it that, but uh, I feel like that element of LeBron James was the element of his game was the only thing missing in the first 7 years of his career when I used to actually cheer for LeBron James. Um, but then this guy decides to make a decision that would forever change the parity and the way the NBA well, I'll say the parity in the NBA, and also the way the NBA conducted business, treated as superstars, all of this stuff. Some people call it the player empowerment era. I've been on record of calling it the player entitlement era. Because now that LeBron James was able to, quote unquote, take control of his career and all this kind of stuff, several superstars there after him have uh, decided to choose the path that he has taken and jump ship, find different teams, or at the worst of the worst is team up with another superstar or established team. Um, the one that comes to mind, or probably the most popular of these other guys after LeBron James, is Kevin Durant. as we seen Kevin Durant pull the exact same stunt. Oh, what 4 years later? Uh, Actually, 7 years later. When did Kevin Durant go to Golden State? Like 2016 or 2017. So yeah, it was about 7 years after the whole Miami decision. We see him pull the exact same stunt and link up with an established team and an established superstar in Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Some deem that as the weakest move in NBA history. The likes that come to mind is Stephen A. Smith. But I I'm gonna say it like this: as a LeBron James fan, I always felt like LeBron James linking up with Dwayne Wade was weaker, and I say that because I say this: LeBron James' expectations was much more higher than Kevin Durant. And if you want to go back to the whole, he came into the league and he had all this pressure on him and this, that, and the third, then yeah, you can go with that. And the only reason we said all of that stuff in 2002, 2003 was because LeBron James had displayed generational talent, generational basketball IQ, that we may never see again. So the expectations were there because the potential was there. It wasn't just like LeBron James was some dude coming off the bench at his high school and having a couple good games and people were just jumping out of the window. No, LeBron James was phenomenal in high school. He was phenomenal when he first came into the NBA. In the beginning of his career, he used to say all the right things in the media. Make the right moves. Give his guys credit, all that kind of stuff. Total opposite. When I was watching some early LeBron James tapes the other day, or footage, I should say, it just feels like he was a complete opposite of what he is now. LeBron used to be humble, used to be modest, so he used to be honest with the crowd, with the media at least. Now everything is cryptic, everything is, passive aggressive. LeBron James does a lot of, you know, uh, uh, he swings his power around a lot, if you will, I feel like in the NBA. But way back in 2003, 4, 5, in that earlier part of his career, and when LeBron was still humble, if you want to say it like that, I rooted for him. But kind of got off topic, excuse me, y'all. The expectations for LeBron James was he was to be the next Michael Jordan. The expectations for Kevin Durant were never that. Now, we always acknowledge Kevin Durant as being a very elite basketball player. Like never was Kevin Durant, the hype not there for Kevin Durant. I very much remember Kevin Durant at Texas balling out. So the expectations for Kevin Durant were, he would be a Hall of Famer, but nobody thought that he would be Michael Jordan. And even to this day, nobody thinks Kevin Durant was to be in the same class with Michael Jordan, because when he mentioned the other day, what was this, about a month ago now, he mentioned that he should be in the GOAT conversation. Everybody laughed him out the building, not literally, but, on the internet for sure. And amongst us in the basketball community and the dudes I know that make YouTube videos, a lot of dudes was laughing him out of the building because it's like, come on, KD. You know what I mean? We barely calling your rings Steph Curry's rings. I call them Steph Curry's rings, but amongst the basketball community, even amongst the Kevin Durant fans, they know what's going on. You know what I mean? So uh, those Steph Curry's rings, and Kevin Durant was never expected to be the GOAT. But with all of this, talk and banter, I'm just giving my personal, intake that LeBron James' expectations were higher. So that's what made his teaming up with Miami and Dwayne Wade and Pat Riley and all those guys a little bit more, deflating than when Kevin Durant went to Golden State. When Kevin Durant went to Golden State, it was just more so like, all right, man, put your money on Golden State. We already know who went in the finals. Versus when LeBron James went to Miami, it was just like dang, man, what I'm saying? I'd much rather you see you beat Dwayne Wade than join him, because Dwayne Wade and LeBron James on record right now have a classic matchup. And I remember this particular game because it was this game where Dwayne Wade dunked on Anderson Varejao, but LeBron I want to say I got that right, but Dwayne Wade and LeBron was going back and forth in that particular matchup. So, but nonetheless, Jeff Teague, he made a little mention of how the NBA players in that time felt about LeBron James and even Kevin Durant about their free agent decisions to join other teams. So I'm going to let y'all hear that real quick, and then I'm going to chime back in, and we're going to conclude this video.
Has them face right to LeBron James' teammates' face. And we're going to play it right now so you guys can hear it. But if we had home court, we'd won. Next year we get home court, we don't win. Okay, now y'all got home court. Now what y'all doing? Y'all team was cheating, though. Let's keep it real. I remember when Bron came to Miami. Everybody was like, "Y'all, this is cheap." I ain't gonna lie, we gone. I ain't give. I was in my third year. I was like, I don't care. I just want to move. I'm trying to get paid. But I remember Joe. I was at Joe Johnson's house. He was just like, "Why would they do this?" He's like, "It's weak, man. Bron, he weak for that." Then when I got older, I seen KD do it, and I was like, "Why would he do it?" Like, that's weak. But when y'all came together, that shit was crazy.
And there you go. Shout out to the big bro Ticket TV Media. Y'all swing by his channel, sub over there. Ticket is one of my primary sources for NBA information. I stole that clip from him for sure. But nonetheless, yeah, man. You know, it just gives you an insight, especially for all you LeBron James fans who just think that everything that he does is right and correct, and that everybody, you know, all his peers and everybody in the NBA world and basketball world just falls in lockstep with, you know, thinking LeBron James is this old great person. No. And there you have it, an NBA All-Star. You know, a peer, somebody that's gone to battle with LeBron James. Giving you insight as to how other peers of LeBron James felt. And he ain't just say some all, he said most of the league. You know what I mean? He was speaking for a great majority. He mentioned Joe Johnson, but you gotta, you know, it's just so many other basketball players that know basketball players that all talk, and it's just like, gee, you know, this is weak. This is weak on LeBron and Kevin Durant's move. And we've always attributed Kevin Durant's move to, as a result of LeBron James' move, from the influence of LeBron James. So it gives even more, you know, weight to LeBron going over to Miami. Although, you know, Kevin Durant's move was just as weak. I say it's 1A and 1B. You know what I mean? LeBron being 1A. Just as far as the weakest move in NBA history because of the implications and exactly how they did it. And I remember some dudes, I'm in a video with this, talking about the Boston Celtics and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and all those dudes. Man, I made a video about this on my old YouTube channel about the differences between a good team, a great team, and a super team. All right, and my definitions of these three. But a good team is a team like the Denver Nuggets that just won the NBA championship. Nobody's going to say in 50 years, maybe, you know, depending on how this, you know, these next 5-6 years play out for the Denver Nuggets. Nobody's going to say, though, that this Denver Nuggets team is the greatest that they've ever seen or one of the greatest that they ever seen. Right? Not right now, anyway. Like I say, we'll see how the future plays out. I don't know. I just, when it comes to a great team, all right. A good team is the Denver Nuggets, and they can win a championship. Sorry, I lost myself for a second. A good team, to me, is like this Denver Nuggets team that we're seeing right now that just won the NBA championship. That team can win an NBA championship. You don't have them as the favorites in the beginning, but they still have the tools, the experience, and all that to get the job done. Then you get a great team. A great team is the 1984 Celtics, you know, the 1987 Lakers, the 1996 Bulls, you know, the 1993 Bulls. These are great teams. And these are teams that were elite and dominated and were the NBA favorites to win championships at the time. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't no we waiting for this team to arrive. No, this team is here and this team is expected to win the championship. Not a favorite, they're expected to win the championship. And then a super team is a team that comes together via free agency most times or via off season, where you got two prime superstars that should be competing against one another. This is the difference between a great team and a good team and a super team. Super teams usually comprise of two players that should be competing against one another. Excuse me, i.e., Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. I'd much rather see them two go at it like they did prior to their linking up and giving us classic regular season matchups as well as classic playoff series. I'd much rather see that than see Kevin Durant and Steph Curry on the same stage hoisting an NBA trophy up together. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, before they linked up, like I mentioned before, gave us classic matchups. I'd much rather have continue on to see that in 2010, 11, 12, 13, so forth, versus seeing them two shoulder to shoulder, laughing and giggling and hoisting the NBA Larry O'Brien. You know what I mean? I could go on. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden and Paul George and Russ right now. Much rather have seen them combat each other on their own teams, and the best man with the best team won. Versus all these fools linking up and possibly potentially hoisting the trophy up together. The super team thing is just, that's how I categorize it. So, you know, you can have your opinion on it. That's how I separate good teams, great teams, and super teams. So when you put it like that, the Boston Celtics were not three dudes in their primes. Let's get that out the way. They had essentially played out their careers and just had a little bit more juice in the orange. And so when they came together, it made sense. It was all. It wasn't just like a. Kevin Garnett was coming off his, what was that, 2005, his MVP year, and then Ray Allen coming off his Jesus Shuttleworth movie. You know what I mean? That's probably around the time that Ray Allen is in his prime. But and then they linking up with 25-year-old Paul Pierce in Boston when he putting up 25, 26 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much a walking bucket in the most defensive era in the NBA. Let's mind you, Paul Pierce played in the Kobe Bryant, T-Mac, Vince Carter era as well. He's one of those hitters from that era. So it's not like those three linked up, because then, yeah, you got an argument. You know what I'm saying? But no, what we got out of these dudes was a 32-year-old Paul Pierce who was, you know what I mean, pretty much, I don't know, I can't remember how injury prone he was. I know he had a few injuries while they was all linked up. But then you got a Ray Allen, you know what I mean, that had played out and was just pretty much a three-point shooter by the time he gets to Boston. And then you got Kevin Garnett, who has a little bit more orange in his juice. He definitely ain't the MVP form, but it's just like Minnesota threw him a bone because he was a good soldier for so long for them. You know what I mean? So it just made sense for them to link up. Not at all the same situation that we get from LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Otherwise, we would have heard Kobe. Kobe would have been the first person that came to the media and was like, hey, that Boston Celtics move, weak. Come on, bro. Kobe would have been the first person to call out Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce if they was to did the same kind of thing that LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade did. Kobe would have been the first person, because especially prime Kobe, I don't care how you feel, Kobe. Come on, bro. We know Mamba. So, in the same time, I never heard Kobe utter some disrespect about that move. So obviously there had to be some level of respect, and he understood the politics of it. Like, yo, these, you know what I'm saying, these three bums, you know what I'm saying, at that point in their career, it was pretty much, you know, statistically still doing what they had to do, but they all needed each other to actually win a championship. LeBron James did not need Dwayne Wade to win a championship, and Dwayne Wade had already displayed he didn't need Chris Bosh or the LeBron James to win a championship. So Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Hey, for this video that had gone so long. It is your boy Tony the Savant. Please, once again, go swing by the Instagram, Tony the Savant, the Facebook, Tony the Savant. Also here, like, subscribe, drop a comment, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Y'all the people I work for, y'all the bosses, I'm the guy that loves to work. Let me get back to work. Peace.